I am so excited to be here tonight at Disneyland for Disney Channel Night. This is the second of 2 events that they are doing this week. It is March 7th. I'm super duper excited. There are photo ops, character meets, a dance party, a little cavalcade, food items and merchandise, and lots more fun. So let's go explore. It is just after 8 o'clock, so the park is now closed to day guests. We did enter the park around 6 o'clock, which is when it opens up for early mix-in for after dark event attendees. And we are about to jump onto Space Mountain now. We already ate and got to ride Big Thunder Mountain, so let's go on Space. So we were waiting in line for merchandise in the Emporium, and they actually sold out entirely before it was even 9 o'clock of the shirts and crews. Originally when we got in line, they said that they only had like smalls and mediums left of both, and then they sold out when we were in line. So it got pretty short pretty quick, so they only had the magnet, ornament, and pin left, but I was very excited, so I got the pin because I didn't need a shirt. And I really like it, so very excited about that. Let's go back out into the party. Popped into Main Street Cinema real quick before we wait for the High School Musical Zombies Pep Rally, which is the cavalcade going down Main Street twice tonight at 9:30 and 11:15. So let's go hang out over there and get a good spot. Since I last checked in, but we had an amazing time. I don't even want to call it a cavalcade or a parade because it was really a performance, and we actually had a really great spot for it. So really enjoyed that. It was really fun. The energy was great. And then we waited in line for the little Hannah Montana photo op, and that was really fun as well. And you might be able to hear the music is kind of loud over here, but we actually just checked out Disney Channel Rocks, which is kind of like a live little mini stage show performance in the area leading up to It's a Small World. Now Bill is going to go try 2 of the special food items for the event over at Cafe Daisy in Toontown, and I believe there are some characters over there for us to meet as well. So let's head into Toontown now. Like I said, we are over at Cafe Daisy in Toontown, and Bill got the Campfire Donuts skewer and also the Campfire nachos. So he's gonna give them a try and we'll see what he thinks. All right, Bill, what is the review of your food, which they have repurposed, I believe, from leftovers throughout the day at Cafe Daisy using the, I think they're called, I don't remember what the chips are called here, but they're using the Goody donuts and their chips for these dishes. So what's your review? Good?
Yeah.
Everything was hot?
No.
Oh.
If it was hot, it definitely would have been better, but
yeah,
it's still fine.
And who is over by the fountain right now, the Centennial Fountain?
Scrooge and Huey, Dewey, and Louie.
Oh, and are they so cute?
We'll take him instead.
Oh. So we just waited almost an hour for the Lizzie McGuire photo op. I don't know if it's worth it or not because I haven't seen my photos yet, but I mean, Lizzie McGuire is my favorite Disney Channel show, so I hope that they turned out good. Editing Jacqueline popping in here to say that we also did check out in Tomorrowland the Phineas and Ferb dance party. Not sure where Phineas was, but Perry was there, Dr. Doofenshmirtz, and Ferb. So that was fun, and the energy was really great over here. And the event is actually about to end. So we're either going to choose from going and picking up our free magic key item, which we never got to pick up earlier in the night, or going and trying to get down to the end of Main Street to see the like Mickey and Minnie goodbye, which is starting in a couple minutes. So we're gonna make a game time decision right now. I wanted to pop in now and end off this video, and I apologize in advance if honestly this section of the video is going to be longer than the actual footage from the event, but I feel like I have a lot to say and a lot of stuff I want to discuss just from watching back all the footage and everything while I've been editing. So I wanted to just give you my honest opinion on how the event went. My husband and I have been to a total of 5 different after hours events, but for a total of 6 times. We've been to Sweethearts Night, Princess Night, Star Wars Night, Oogie Boogie Bash twice, and Disney Channel Nite. So like I said, 5 different events, 6 times. We're very well versed in how these work at this point. And, you know, they kind of all have a similar structure, but there were some things with this one that I felt were a little bit different. I have never seen merchandise just completely be sold out for one of the events. I think that maybe when we went to Oogie Boogie Bash this past year, so in 2023, I think that a couple of the items were out of stock, but that kind of feels more to be expected because there had already been quite a few of the events, I think, by the time we had gone. I honestly am having a hard time remembering because it was a few months ago at this point, but with that, there were multiple options available, like multiple shirts, there were ears, I think there was a backpack, there was, you know, a couple of different items available for purchase. But for this one, for Disney Channel Nite, there was a shirt and a crew neck that were available. And like I said, we were there on the second night. There were only 2 nights offered for this event, and we got in line around 8:45 in the Emporium. I only really wanted to purchase the pin. That was what I wanted. I didn't even really want the shirt or the crew neck. I just wanted to take a video of it for my video. And I couldn't even do that because within like about 5 minutes, as we got in line, they were telling everybody there are limited availability. There's like limited numbers of these items available. They only have smalls and mediums of the t-shirts, and then I think small, mediums, and larges of the crews. But within 5 minutes, so it was probably by 8:50, 8:55 at the latest. So before the event technically even started, they announced that everything was sold out. And the only items that they had left were the pins, the magnets, and the ornaments. So like the line cut almost in half immediately because so many people got out of line because they were like, that's what I wanted. And I think I obviously would have been more disappointed if I had like wanted a shirt. I wish I had even gotten to see it in person, but I'm really happy with my pin because that was one of the things that I had said last year at the after hours events in 2023, that I wanted them to have not only more unique designs for the merchandise, but also to have pins available again for the after hours events. I know that they did have pins at Sweethearts Night this year, 2024, which we did not get to go to because it was just a really busy time. We were out of town, we had people here and stuff. So I'm glad that I did get to at least purchase this, and I'm really glad I did. But like I said, I was just shocked that they completely sold out of the merchandise. So again, maybe if that is really going to be your priority and you don't know what the merchandise is going to look like in advance, if you think you're really going to want merchandise, I would recommend going to one of the earlier events if possible, especially if there's more than one being offered, because like I said, for this one, they had 2 different dates. I think for Star Wars Night, there's maybe like 6-ish. Oogie Boogie Bash around the same. Sweethearts Night is around the same. But yeah, that's one of my tips, I guess, for purchasing merchandise. If you really want it, not only get in line like pretty soon, but also it was confusing, I will say, because we originally were going to go into Star Trader because we had gotten off of Space Mountain, and they told us that even though it said on the like event pamphlet, it said that stuff was going to be available at Pioneer Mercantile, Star Trader, and the Emporium. Everything that was available left was at the Emporium. So that's that on the merchandise. For the High School Musical Zombies little cavalcade, it said on the event pamphlet that it started at 9:30, that there was 2 showings of it at 9:30 and 11:15. So we were waiting on Main Street pretty much right after the Emporium. So when we got out of there, it was like, 9 o'clock, and we were like, okay, let's just hang out on Main Street here and wait so we can make sure we get a good spot for the show. And I don't remember exactly what time it ended up getting to us. I'll pop it in on the screen because I would need to check the times on my phone. But it was pretty late, so I wish that we had waited at the front of, like closer to the Small World area where like the first showing of it was going to be, because I think that they did 2 or 3 before they got to us at the end of Main Street because we were the last one. I wish that we had waited and done one of the ones at the very beginning of the, route, because then we would have saved a lot of time, because we wasted, I feel like, a lot of time sitting and waiting on Main Street. And again, that's kind of like my mistake. I should have thought of that, but I didn't know that it was going to be like a show. I thought it was going to be just like more of a traditional parade where they're just like consistently moving. And I've been to a ton of Disney parades at this point. I know that if I'm waiting on Main Street and it's the first show of the day, it's going to start down by It's a Small World, and that means that the actual start time is going to be later for Main Street, and Main Street is usually also the busier spot to watch it. We ended up having a really good spot for it, so I was happy about that. But again, I feel like we wasted probably like 45 minutes waiting when we could have been waiting for, a photo op or something, if we had seen the earlier show, if that all makes sense. Also, just in general, I feel like we did not get to do as many of the photo ops as I wanted to do. I know there was like a That's So Raven one, there was a Sweet Life one, and I feel like I got some footage when we were just like passing through those. I did appreciate that for the Hannah Montana one, that one had 2 photo setups, so they could be maximizing the line, but for all the other ones, there was only 1, I believe. So that definitely slowed things down, especially because I waited for, probably one of the more popular ones, Lizzie McGuire. I also feel like we did not get to really see a ton of characters. We did pass by a couple of them, like we passed by, I think, Darkwing Duck, and we saw Mickey and Minnie. They were up at the, what is it called? The Fantasyland Theater. We went up there and just like saw them real quick. And we saw Flynn and Rapunzel. They were kind of hanging out in Fantasyland at one point, but we didn't really get to see a ton of other characters. Like we didn't do any actual like meets with the characters. I think that they had them for, like I said, with Mickey and Minnie, they had them for Kim and Ron from Kim Possible, and I think there were a couple others, but we just didn't get to see them because, like I said, we spent a lot of time waiting in line for those photo spots, or photo ops, whatever they're called. Also, kind of selfishly, but I think other people who are vegan or, vegetarian would feel the same way. I just wish there was another option available for me to eat that was specific to the event, because I have never been able to try like any event food because everything is always not vegan, vegetarian friendly. So that's just my little note on that. I feel like that's probably it. I know I've been talking for a really long time, and I'm gonna, watch back all this footage in a few minutes once I import it, and I'm probably gonna be like, Jacqueline, why are you talking so much? But I just wanted to get my thoughts out there about things. Let me know if you went to the event, what your thoughts were, and I don't know if this will, my thoughts will be helpful, if they're going to offer the event again next year, because obviously things change year to year. But even if it's not, hopefully it just, helped give you some insight into what the event was like. That's gonna be it. If you're not already subscribed, I would really appreciate it if you would do so down below. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed, and I'll see you in my next one again really soon. Bye.